Don't you go there. Don't you go there.
What's up, kid? Baby? What's up?
Looks like Toni Braxton has finally hit her breaking point in this whole mess, and it's all tied to her own sister, Tamar. After Tamar got caught on stage acting way too friendly with Birdman during that moment, the crowd went wild, but Toni wasn't smiling at all. Word is, she pressed Tamar face to face and told her to chill before things turn really messy. But here's where everything gets even louder. Rumors are spinning that Tamar has been trying to get a little too close to Birdman behind Toni's back. And the shocking part? Tawanda basically hinted this isn't new. She suggested Tamar has a pattern of getting mixed up with Toni's boyfriends, and fans are now convinced she might be pulling the same move again. What started off as regular sister tension has now blown into full-on betrayal. Insiders are saying Toni is done this time. The Braxton family drama didn't just heat up, it exploded. And if even a piece of these whispers is true, this might be the scandal that finally snaps their bond for good. So let's keep it real. Tamar and Toni might as well call it quits on that sisterhood for now. Because after this kind of situation, it's hard to imagine them bouncing back like nothing happened. Everybody already knows Toni and Tamar have had tension for a minute. But things got straight up wild once people started saying Tamar was allegedly trying to slide in on Toni's man, Birdman. This whole situation kicked off just a few days ago when Tamar randomly stepped on stage right next to Birdman during that Gas Money, Take It Over for the 99 and the 2000 versus moment, standing there like she belonged in the lineup. From the second she appeared, folks were squinting like, what is she even doing up there? But then she hit everybody with the real shock. She reached over and wiped the sweat off Birdman's face while he was performing. The whole crowd froze like, wait, what? And it didn't stop there. Not only was she wiping down Toni's man like she was his personal assistant, she was rubbing on his head too. That instantly had people side-eyeing the entire situation. Fans weren't having it at all, and they started calling her out heavy. People were dropping comments like, Tamar definitely F*** Ed Birdman, and why is she wiping sweat off that man?
I don't steal anything.
You don't? You stole men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them.
Oh,
a few times.
Who? What man?
You not get the link.
Others were saying Tamar was on stage acting like a groupie while standing next to Toni's ex-husband, Birdman, trying to figure out why she was even that close to him in the first place. And the internet kept going, asking, so, are we going to talk about Tamar wiping sweat off Birdman's head, or are we pretending we didn't see that? One fan even stepped right up and called Tamar out, saying, now why were you on that stage with your sister's man, Tamar? Tamar clapped back quick, saying she was there because Toni couldn't be there and she loved her sister, so she was going to hold it down for her and her brother. She tried to make it sound like some sweet family duty, like everybody was just misunderstanding an innocent moment. But let's keep it real. Toni and Tamar are not close enough right now for Tamar to be doing all that in the name of holding it down. These two can barely stay in the same room for 10 minutes without catching an attitude, and they've been arguing about something nonstop for years. Toni herself has even said straight up that she doesn't like Tamar. So Tamar trying to flip the script and act like she's suddenly the supportive sister? Fans weren't buying that at all. And just like every Braxton family-style storyline, things escalated fast. Their other sister, Tawanda, jumped in with a little shade of her own, hinting that Tamar might actually be trying to make a move on Birdman, and that the moment on stage wasn't nearly as innocent as Tamar made it sound. You know the Braxton sisters never miss a chance to add more fire to the drama, but nobody expected Tawanda to take it there.
Although I love my family, most of the time I don't like my family. Everyone in my family.
Take a breath.
Everybody. I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, they wouldn't be my friends.
At first, Ashley said her aunt reacted with pure heartbreak and anger on her behalf, comforting her, apologizing for what she went through, showing love and support, and making sure she felt safe. But with time, Ashley noticed the energy around her shifting. people started acting like the situation wasn't as serious as it seemed at first. She said the sympathy faded, and suddenly the story around what happened started getting twisted into something completely different, which left her confused and hurt, especially because she knew exactly who stood by her in the beginning. As the years went by, Ashley said the whole mood around the situation flipped. At first, she felt supported, but later she noticed people acting like she was the one who caused all the problems, even though she insisted she never crossed any lines or pursued anything with her aunt's partner. Eventually, she said she was cut off by her aunt altogether, and it felt like she was being blamed for something she never asked for and never encouraged. What made it even harder was watching the rest of the family stay cool with the man involved, laughing with him, talking to him, acting like none of the drama ever happened. Ashley said that part stung the most because it made her feel invisible, like her feelings didn't matter at all. She even hinted at the entire situation on TikTok. Someone commented that she was clearly talking about Trina and Gabe, and even though Ashley didn't write anything back, she liked the comment. That alone told the whole story without her saying a single word. Now here's where Toni steps into the chaos. Toni had no problem staying quiet while everything was bubbling under the surface, but the moment Tamar tried to address the situation publicly, Toni stepped in fast and shut the whole thing down. Tamar said she planned to invite Ashley onto her podcast so she could finally speak on her experience as an adult and clear the air about everything that went down with her aunt's partner. She wanted Ashley to tell the story in her own voice, no twisting, no rewriting. But before Tamar could even hit record, Toni sent her a cease and desist, shutting the entire episode down instantly. According to Tamar, the message was loud and clear: do not bring this situation back to the surface. Take a listen. And before anyone assumes the sisters teamed up to silence Tamar in order to protect the family name, that's not what happened at all. Trina and Tawanda came out quick, saying they had no idea Tamar received a cease and desist, which made it look like Toni handled that move completely on her own. And fans were quick to side-eye that because Gabe was Trina's ex. The situation had nothing to do with Toni in the first place, so when she stepped in like that, people felt she was doing the absolute most purely because of her personal issues with Tamar.
Steal anything.
You don't. You sold men.
Who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them
Oh,
a few times.
Who? What man?
Do not get the link.
Oh, dirty low down ass bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a liar.
Man, he said he Tawanda.
You know that's a lie.
I swear
You
to
know
God.
that's a lie.
I
Which God are you trying
I swear. Your man for? You think I too? Don't you?
And once fans caught on, Toni started trying to switch the narrative, acting like she shut everything down to honor their late sister, Tracy. But that didn't sit right either, especially since Ashley was supposed to speak her truth on Tamar's show, and suddenly everything got blocked. It had people whispering heavy. Then came the real shocker. Reports started claiming that Toni actually walked off the set while filming the new Braxton season. She was supposedly done with all the sister drama and wanted nothing to do with the chaos on camera. One insider said Toni told producers that after Tracy passed, they all promised to get along, but instead, everything fell apart even worse than before. And here's the part that sent the internet buzzing. Multiple sources claimed that Toni and Tamar were fighting so intensely during filming that production had to shut everything down. Cameras off. Crew waiting. The entire set frozen because the sisters were going at it too hard to keep rolling. An insider claimed production had to completely halt Braxton filming after a massive blow-up between Tamar and her sister, but Season 2 is still set to drop this summer. Meanwhile, while everything behind the scenes was falling apart, Toni was out in public acting like everything between her and Tamar was perfectly sweet. She even went online complaining about Tamar blocking her, trying to make it look playful. But Tamar fired back instantly, saying, "I block my sisters all the time. You work on my nerves, you getting blocked." That clapback alone showed the real tension, because these two do not act like siblings who vibe with each other at all, which makes Tamar's claim that she only hopped on stage to hold it down for Toni even more unbelievable. Like, come on. They don't even move like two people who genuinely rock with each other. So fans started side-eyeing everything, and the theories got darker. A lot of people now think Tamar might be trying to slide herself into the cracks of Toni and Birdman's already messy marriage and position herself right in the middle of the chaos. And let's be real, Toni can smile for the cameras all she wants, but insiders keep saying her marriage with Birdman is shaky to the core. The kind of shaky where every little thing turns into a misunderstanding, and trust isn't exactly solid anymore. If you followed their journey from the start, you already know this relationship has never been calm. They dated years ago, split in 2019, reconnected in 2023, and finally tied the knot in August 2024. But then out of nowhere, Toni shocked everyone when she filed for divorce with zero warning. No statement, no build-up, no hint, nothing. The whole thing left fans stunned because it felt like the marriage barely had time to breathe before falling apart again. When Toni filed for divorce out of nowhere, nobody had the full picture, so people instantly assumed she was trying to secure some of Birdman's fortune, especially since she's dealt with money troubles before. Then rumors popped up claiming she was aiming for a massive $160 million payout after being married for less than a month. And that number shook the entire internet. Fans couldn't believe it. $160 million is basically Birdman's whole net worth. So everyone was trying to figure out what he did to make Toni that furious. It looked like she was ready to hit him exactly where it hurts, his pockets. Even 50 Cent jumped into the drama like he always does. He posted on Instagram and took a clear swipe at Toni, dropping one of his signature messy comments about long relationships and people feeling entitled to get paid for their loyalty. It was wild enough to keep the conversation going for days. Toni eventually called off the divorce, but insiders say the marriage didn't magically get better just because the paperwork stopped. Word in the streets is their relationship is still shaky and full of tension, with both of them constantly teetering on the edge of calling it quits again. And here's where the story takes another messy twist. People online are convinced Tamar knows Toni and Birdman's marriage is fragile, and she might be trying to use that instability to her advantage. Fans are starting to whisper that Tamar is trying to slide in and show Birdman she's the better option, especially now that her relationship with Toni is basically at enemy status. It's giving pure chaos, and nobody can deny Tamar knows exactly how messy this whole situation looks. There are even whispers floating around claiming Tamar may have sent some spicy photos at one point, but hey, you didn't hear that from me. With all these stories popping up and Tawanda's claim about Tamar chasing after Toni's men in the past, fans are starting to think this pattern might not be new at all. Nick, I need to know how you feel about this, because this Braxton situation has officially jumped into a whole new level of chaos. Toni and Tamar might as well call it quits on their sisterhood, because after everything that's gone down, it's hard to imagine them ever getting back to a peaceful place. Think about it. We've got explosive fights, suspected flirtation, cease and desist letters, rumors about a $160 million divorce payout, and years of hidden shade bubbling to the surface. Now fans are watching closely as Tamar allegedly slips into Toni's shaky marriage, while Toni tries to stand her ground. Meanwhile, the rest of the family is stuck right in the middle, watching everything unravel. What started as regular sister tension has blown into betrayal, messy public moments, and so many scandals that the internet could run on this storyline for months. Here's the real bottom line. The Braxton family drama isn't just gossip anymore, it's a straight-up family war, and nobody is safe from the fallout. This situation is wild, unpredictable, and far from finished. So grab your popcorn, because whatever happens next is guaranteed to be explosive. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.